Imagine a chilling scenario where America's long-trusted military support transforms into a power so oppressive that with a single heart-stopping command, Europe's most advanced F-35 fighter jets could be rendered utterly useless, turning high-tech guardians of freedom into lifeless, inert metal that once symbolized security and unity. For decades, European nations have placed their unwavering faith in US-made weapons, believing that these marvels of modern engineering would shield them from any threat, only to face the terrifying possibility that behind the sophisticated facade of the F-35 lies an insidious dependency, a hidden kill switch that, if activated, would shatter that trust and plunge entire air forces, like Germany's eagerly awaited fleet of 35 new jets worth over $9 billion, into a state of crippling vulnerability, a betrayal that resonates deeply with an audience who has witnessed the ebbs and flows of global power struggles over the years. The emotional storm intensifies as whispers of a US-controlled override, alleged not as a literal button, but as a strategic chokehold over critical maintenance, software updates, and an intricate web of logistical support emerge, sparking outrage among European defense officials who vehemently deny such a possibility, insisting that their advanced fighters operate autonomously within a robust, multinational network designed for mutual protection. Yet the specter of American unilateral control looms large, haunting the corridors of power and evoking memories of past betrayals when trusted alliances crumbled under the weight of shifting policies and unpredictable leadership, especially with figures like Donald Trump casting long, controversial shadows over transatlantic relations. The debate is further inflamed by the painful lessons of Ukraine's experience with its American-made F-16 fighter jets, where a sudden suspension of critical military aid and intelligence sharing nearly left these aircraft defenseless against precision-guided strikes. A stark reminder that even without a literal kill switch, the withdrawal of indispensable support can rapidly erode a nation's ability to defend itself, leaving its skies exposed and its people vulnerable to devastating attacks. And for Americans who have seen the price of broken trust, this is not merely a technical malfunction, but a profound emotional wound. A betrayal that shakes the very foundations of national security and personal identity. The F-35, hailed as the pinnacle of aviation innovation and a beacon of collaborative achievement among NATO allies, now stands at the crossroads of promise and peril. Its operational might inextricably tied to a delicate balance of power that could be upset by the mere threat of deactivation, a vulnerability that sends shivers down the spines of those who remember an era when every technological leap was accompanied by the assurance of steadfast alliances, not the fear of sudden abandonment by a supposed friend. As the United States maintains its dominant role in the production, maintenance, and logistical supply of these cutting-edge jets, controlling essential components and proprietary software that ensure their performance in the heat of battle, the possibility that this control could be weaponized, a move that might not involve an overt kill switch, but rather a covert strategy of withholding vital services and parts, creates an atmosphere charged with distrust and apprehension, where every delay in a software update or disruption in the supply chain is imbued with the potential to sabotage the very defense capabilities that allies have painstakingly built over decades. This potential betrayal carries enormous economic and geopolitical implications, as the F-35 program, which has fueled the U.S. defense industrial base with billions of dollars in contracts for companies like Lockheed Martin, now faces the grim prospect of its own success turning into a double-edged sword, where the withdrawal of American support could not only leave European air forces crippled, but also devastate the American economy with massive job losses and a loss of technological leadership, a reality that stings deeply in the hearts of those who have always believed in the power of American ingenuity and reliability. In the midst of this swirling maelstrom of uncertainty, European nations are beginning to question the very nature of their alliance with a country that, at times, seems capable of shifting its policies as unpredictably as the winds of war, a realization that could force them to accelerate the development of indigenous defense systems like the Future Combat Air System (FCS), in a desperate bid to reclaim their sovereignty and rebuild the shattered pillars of trust that have long underpinned transatlantic security, leaving behind the comforting yet increasingly treacherous reliance on American technology. This unfolding drama, rife with the intense emotional weight of betrayal, fear, and the desperate longing for independence, compels us to confront the haunting question: how much control is too much control? And at what point does the reliance on a single, powerful ally become a dangerous liability that can be exploited to undermine the very security it was meant to ensure, leaving millions of lives hanging in the balance, and the legacy of decades of cooperation tarnished by a single catastrophic act of defiance? As we stand at this precipice, the narrative of the F-35 kill switch debate is not just a technical discussion about fighter jets, but a profound reflection on the fragility of trust, the devastating impact of betrayal, and the urgent need for steadfast alliances built on transparency and mutual respect, values that resonate powerfully within an American audience that has weathered the storms of history and still clings to the belief that freedom and security are inextricably linked to unwavering commitment and honor, even in an era where the threat of a remote deactivation of advanced military assets transforms that belief into a poignant, heart-wrenching dilemma that challenges the very essence of what it means to stand united against the darkness of uncertainty.